Knapik again, brand new livery. Shout out again to the Donut Media fellas. Knapik, see what you got here, coming in. First outside zone, riding high, you can see him working the wheel. Good angle from Knapik. See how he manages the middle portion of his track. See the double stuff, Oreo, the single stuff. A lot of left foot brake there going to that second inside clip. Trying to massage it in. Second outside zone.
Why don't you pronounce the K in your last name?
You do pronounce the K in my last name. It's Knapik.
I have told everyone that, and everybody's like, no, it's Knapik. It's silent, like knife. And so I had all these jokes lined up about saying knife, and now it actually is Knapik. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Just a fun fact about that. So it's Polish orientation.
Okay.
And so you say the K, and I usually never correct people. So for years, everyone thought it was Knapik. I just felt like it was pretentious to be like, excuse me, my name is actually.
Yeah.
But when I did first come to FD, I went to Jared. I was like, hey man, just because you announce it's Knapik, you say the K. He goes, oh damn, I didn't know that. All right, cool, good to know. And so he would say Knapik, and I would get text messages for like 2-3 years. I still get them every once in a while.
You said it wrong.
And they're like, dude, you know how dumb Jared is? You said it wrong. I'm like, so actually, you say the K.
Yeah, it's like an Easter egg for people. So we are here in the Pro Spec pits of Englishtown. I gotta ask, is the main difference between Pro Spec and Pro that Pro people get chairs and Pro Spec people sit on the ground?
Well, that's right. We run on a super tight budget, so I would really love some chairs, but you know, the ground is just fine. Mother Nature provides it. I mean, beyond the obvious, you got tires, you've got money, you've got all of that. It is a certain vibe, the difference between the Pro Spec side and then the Pro side. It's really serious on that side, and it's kind of more loose on this side. And I think it just comes from a looser mentality, only because there's a little less money on the Pro Spec side for now, but it's growing, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And it's actually cool to see everybody getting really more serious about it and all that over here. But it's like we're all a bunch of homies, and then they're all like a bunch of gladiators that have been doing it for so long. They like each other, but they just are going at each other's throats. So
yeah, I've seen it where it's like 20 years anniversary, and then Chris Forsberg's been in it for like the whole goddamn time. And it's like I go over there and that man looks like he's ready to hunt somebody. Yeah. And like I come over here and everybody's like, bro, you want some food? I got a dog. You want to pet my dog? Like, you just want to vibe and hang out? I'm like, I like this side. This side feels very Midwest.
Yeah.
And that side feels very like Shark Tank.
Shark Tank, New York.
Yeah, so Donut Media is on the side of your car.
It is.
Are you like their official driver? What's the gig? What do you do for them?
I mean, I am the official Donut Media driver, so to speak, I guess, but I also work there, so it's super cool. I'm their technical producer and their shop director, lovingly known as Shop Daddy. But it's fun,
There's two daddies in this video. Sorry.
Is there?
There is now, baby. All right, so you're Shop Daddy over at Donut, right? And what does that mean then?
So I take care of the shop side of things. I built out the garage in there. I make sure it's stocked with everything we need for the shop. I put the lifts in, like organize all of that. And then I'm also their technical producer. So you've got your creative side who's like, hey Adam, we think this would be cool to do. We should put a bunch of cocktail sauce in the bed of a truck because it'd be funny. And I would be like, all right, I'll sort that out for you. Or sometimes it's like, hey, that's not possible. Because they're like, let's kickflip a car. I'm like, well, actually, we could do that, but so I'm just like, I sort all that kind of random stuff out.
So did you help with like the high-low cars and stuff like that then too?
Yeah, basically all of high-low, every part that you see on those cars, anything that got done to them as far as any part-wise stuff, motor, everything, I sourced all of that.
Do you have a favorite high-low car that you either helped build or were a part of? You don't have to say the Subaru.
Okay, first of all, I'll talk about the Subarus in a bit.
Yeah, talk about the Subarus, Adam. Knapik.
Honestly, High-Z, and it's not running right now because we had an ECU issue.
Okay.
Like HP Tuners wasn't tuning the ECU correctly, but Link hooked us up and they sent out a brand new one. So like that's supposed to get sorted out in the next like week or two, and so I'm hoping to be able to thrash on that. So that'll be fun. But for the Subarus,
let's touch
on the Subarus. So there was a lot of people online that were talking a lot of different things. And I get it. You know, we love Subarus. I love Subarus. I used to run and manage a Subaru performance shop down in Costa Mesa called Formula Performance.
Yep.
And so I know about them and how temperamental they can be.
Yep.
And so like, it's just funny when people were making videos about it, but nobody reached out to us to ask like what happened or what we were doing. A lot of people assumed we didn't change the oil pans.
Yep.
We did change the oil pans. It's the first thing I did. Like before we did any testing. I also changed the radiators on both of them so they had good cooling, all of that, and all the fluids got gone through, and they still gave up on us. And probably bad luck. Maybe we were just hoping those motors were gonna hold, but they had a lot of miles. So.
All right, Adam with the K. Dreams 3 to 5 years. What do you want to do? You want to be like the next Max Verstappen? Like, what's going on?
Oh yeah, I would love to be a Max Verstappen. That'd be sick. Just jump from Formula D Pro Spec to Formula One. Let's try that out. Yeah, man, I don't know. Honestly, the Pro Spec side, it has grown so much that it is good to stay here. You know, it's not like you just want to breeze through it. You know, the competition's high, the cars are great, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, going higher is always cool. Like pro is kind of the goal and would be great, you know. And then in 3 years, I hope Donut's still around and I could keep, you know, living out this dream basically. Like honestly, I can't say how fortunate I am. I love working at Donut. It's great. And it's exactly like what you think it's like working at a YouTube company. It's great. It's fun. Everybody's having a good time and we're just making content. And it's great because we're doing the same goal every day is make content, but it's different every day because we have to make new content. Yeah. So it's, you know, going in, I've never yet been like, oh, I got to go into work, you know? So no, I'm super happy and fortunate with where I am. I love it.
Last thing for the group. We're leaning up. I'm leaning up against the car very lightly. I feel uncomfortable because the door is like bending a little bit.
Yeah, go for
Tell
it.
me,
people are gonna try to hit this harder.
So give me like a 30-second overview of this car, and if you could change anything, what would it be?
So honestly, we changed everything for this year, so I don't think I would change too much, but it is a S14 with an LSX fully built by MTI Motorsports. It's got a dog box transmission, it's got a winner's quick change from RTS, it's got a cooling system from PWR, it's got a supercharger from Vortec. So that's kind of the quick and dirty of it, and then we run a Link ECU along with their PDMs, which is new this year, which is really cool. And if I were to change something, it'd be like really finite stuff, so get less smoke in the radiator and like make little shrouds and stuff.
All right, so then final question for you. Was the first car you started drifting in, and then what do you think is going to be the last car you'll ever drift in?
Ooh, last car. That's a good one. But the first one was actually a S14.
Oh.
It's always been a 14. This is only my second car. First car that I got my license in was too dinged up, so we built a new one.
Yeah.
Man, honestly, I really want to bring Porsche 911 back to Formula D. That's a big thing. I've been trying to reach out to them or trying to do something with somebody, but I think that would be so sick. It used to be a thing back in the day, which ironically, I was actually part of that team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was part of the Hankook JIC 911 team.
This man's after my own heart.
And I think it would be so sick if we brought out like a 997 or newer. I mean, newer the better.
Yeah.
911. And I do really wonder how it would perform. A lot of people obviously are like, oh, the way it pivots is weird and all that, but you could throw a weight around, like physically place it.
Move it.
And then it was ahead of its time in the sense that the weight was in the back, so it'd accelerate in the drift all the time. And back then it was just like loosen this thing up, slide around. So it was having a hard time like following. But in the lead, it was a monster. So now, I mean, look how much weight we put in the back.
Yeah.
And so I think now I think it's doable. Plus, it would just be sick.
That'd be so sick. I would love to see a 997, 991.1, just sliding side. The tail lights would just be perfect.
Absolutely. And then I had a couple people who were like, dude, you should LS swap it. No way, dude. Keep it, do a turbo flat six. Keep it Porsche, man.
I think I'm in love. All right. Anyway, thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Adam Knapik, guys. I'm going to get up. My hips.